Yo, what's up guys, it's Victon here with a sad video about the SRS build. So I was streaming this morning and somebody came in my chat and was like, hey, have you heard about the nerfs to the Formless Inferno helmet? And I said, what do you mean? And they said, well, here's what it is, and they laid it out for me. And needless to say, it is pretty bad. It's not even just a nerf, they literally just killed the item. So what this video is going to be about is slightly about my thoughts about the whole shenanigans behind it, which is pretty upsetting, but also the fact that the build is still fine. And I'm gonna let you guys know kind of what you can do if you still want to be playing the build. Let you know what you can do to, you know, switch the helmet out for something different. Because I do think the build is still fine. We're actually going to do this together here. So we have 70 million DPS in this in-game version of the build, right? So this is the full version of the build that I did, where, look at this, I got an 806 fire res, which, by the way, if you don't know what the old helmet did, and I think we might even be able to see it here real quick, the Formless Inferno, so minion life is increased by overcapped fire resist. That's what it was in the patch notes, and it was like that for almost a week. Literally up until I think either last night or this morning or something like that. I'm not 100% sure when it happened, but it was on the patch notes in Path of Building as this item right here, and that's obviously what we all planned the build around. So yeah, so that's what it was. So basically what that means is that you can get like I said, 800 plus fire resistance and essentially have a single item that has 725% increased minion life on it. Is that broken? Yeah, it's broken, right? I had no question about the fact that it is broken, and I don't know how they wanted to fix it, but I thought that, you know, they thought about it and they're like, okay, yeah, this is in a good spot, let's release it. But clearly what happened most likely is that they just made an error in the patch notes, and because of that, a lot of people just got screwed over. But again, this video, the second part will be about the fact that it's okay. You know, the sky is not falling, your build's still going to be fine. But it's still, you know, from GGG's part, you guys got to get your patch notes right. A lot of people made builds off of this unique. A lot of people started gearing out for, you know, getting tons of different fire resist specifically for this. And then to hear, oh, well, damn, I just did all of that and the new unique is basically absolutely worthless. And I have to do the same minion or SRS auto bomber I've done for the past 4 leagues, right? It's still a good build, but there's nothing new about it, anything like that, blah blah blah. It's just, it's a letdown. It's a big letdown and a big oops from GGG. Not very good, not very happy about it, to be honest. A lot of people were upset in my chat, so I had to try to calm them down a little bit, say the build's still okay, but at the same time I completely understand if you guys don't want to play it anymore, you know what I mean? I thought it was going to be the secret OP best minion build of the league, and now it is just, you know, a good build. So, you know, take that for what it is, but here's what it is. I think this update right here on POB is actually going to show us what it actually, like the new unique, not the new unique, because I think it is what it was always supposed to be, but I think it's going to change it, and I'm thinking it's going to update the DPS in real time. Let's see. If it doesn't, we'll do it ourselves. Let's see. I wonder if it's in here. I'm gonna do like a quick scan. If I don't see it, then fix bugs, other changes, nah, whatever. Update. Hopefully this is quick and I don't sit here making you guys watch this. Let's see, scroll down. Okay, so we lost about what, 17 million DPS. So again, the build is still fine. 53 million DPS, you're gonna kill all Ubers with that, no problem. We still have great survivability at 108,000 effective hit pool. We're still capped on block and spell block, still have good armor, still capped on chaos and all resist, right? So the build's still fine. It's gonna get your Uber kills down, it's gonna feel good, but it's not what it was or what was promised, which is just the disappointing part. Let's go back to items. Let's look at it, see what it says now. Oh, it still says it. Anyways, minion life, here's what the new thing is. The real unique is actually this. Minion life is increased by overcapped minion fire resistance. That is the correct item. Let's actually take this off and let's see what happens to the DPS. Oh, sweet mother of God. Okay, so we're down to 23 million DPS. Holy. Okay, So I semi-take back with what I said there. Even though 23 million is still okay, but that's like bonkers. So I don't know. I wonder what actually changed in that update to make it go from 69 to 53. That's a little crazy. But yeah, and then taking the helmet off entirely makes it go down to 23. That's a big yikes. Even at 23, you could still do Ubers. Like I said, if you watch the original video, I literally did Uber Elder with like 1 Divine worth of gear, still wearing a Tabula. So it's absolutely doable, still very tanky. You're chilling. But yeah, it's just disappointing that it's the saying, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, right? Except maybe we should be a little mad on this one, I think. Because that was a big oops. You can't make a patch note and then have it go a whole week, right, before somebody notices it and fixes that. That's pretty bad. What you would do to change the build, if you guys still want to play this build, which I think some of you guys still should do, I think you still will have a good time playing it, is you obviously need a new helmet, right? And well, I guess first and foremost is you don't need so much fire resistance, right? We don't need 850 fire resist on the gear. Just get your normal resist, get your normal chaos res, and you'll be just fine, obviously, right? But your helmet, what we're gonna do now is, I guess I can even just create it here and show you what it looks like. Helmet, armor, Eternal Burgonet, we're gonna do that. We're going to influence it with, where are you, Elder, we're gonna do prefix, we're gonna do minion skill gems, +2. So that's the biggest thing that you want. You want +2 to all minion skill gems, okay? And then ideally you also would want something like minion life as well, because we want to put our some of our support minions in this. So ideally you'd also get something like this, right? And then just whatever, literally resistances. You could get chaos res, you could get whatever on here, doesn't really matter. So let's add that to the build. And then I guess another good thing here is that now we can more realistically imply an enchant. And so the enchant is now going to be, let's see, let's go to summon raging spirits. Summon raging spirits. It's going to be this one right here. So summon raging spirit has 24% increased chance to add an extra minion, which is very good, very, very good. It's going to make your clear speed and general damage quite a bit better, right? So we're gonna add this to build, and it added what, 2 million DPS? So hooray, we're up to 24 million DPS. I wonder if there's things that you would probably do a little bit differently on the build here. Let's just kind of go through a couple things. Like for example, you know, you wouldn't get this, right? You wouldn't get this at all. Let's see, the large cluster, you know, you wouldn't do this, you wouldn't do, yeah, a lot of this you wouldn't do. You would, hulking corpses you still want, right? That is very good. You just don't need the fire res, right? You don't need the 35% increase effect. Actually, the 35% increase effect is fine, but you don't need that fire res. The chaos res is fine. Yeah, the fire res is not like mandatory or anything like that now. But the dragon hunter, we don't need. We don't need the dragon hunter. What you would want instead is the minion life medium. So you want the minion life medium instead. Let's see if there are, I'm gonna scroll down and check out the jewels that I told y'all to get. Let's see here. So like this gassy eye jewel, we don't need that fire res, for example, but the other stuff is good. The life is good. The minions deal increased damage, summoning minion skill recently. That's fine as well. Maybe it was on the League Start version that I had the different clusters, or I'm sorry, the different ghastly eye jewels. But yeah, so minion life is good, minion damage is good. Those are going to be your new 2 bread and butters. You don't need the fire res, so it's a little bit easier to gear out, I guess, right? What I would say as well, for the in-game chest, we were using that Cloak of Flame just because it was so cheap. And it gave so much fire res. You don't need to do that anymore. I would say probably for now the Skin of the Lords is going to be the best option for you. And if you can even get one with minion instability, that saves you 1 point, so pretty good there as well. Everything else stays the same. The Tabakai is obviously staying the same. If you guys want, I can post this POB in the description just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like now that the helmet is poo-poo, and what the build would look like. So I'll post a couple different POBs, and you guys can take a look at them and get some ideas from them to see what maybe you want to do for your build. So yeah, I just want to make this video because I had a ton of people asking me like, hey, what the heck happened with the helmet? Is it bugged, or did it get nerfed? All that sort of stuff. So I wanted to throw a quick video together and be sad with you guys about it. Like I said, summing this up, the build's still okay. It still does more than enough damage to kill like uber bosses, specifically because you're so tanky, that you're able to take a little bit longer to kill bosses and it still be fine. So you're still going to kill uber bosses. Don't like feel like you have to immediately stop the build and play something different. You're fine if you want to keep doing it. It's just not going to be like, oh my god, it's just the best minion build of the league type of thing, right? Yeah, very not happy with how GGG handled it. Fix your patch notes, guys. Don't release it, and then on top of that, don't take a week to fix it and let the league start a whole day before you fix it. That's pretty messed up. People have made their characters now and potentially wasted time if you know it makes them not happy enough to where they not want to play the character anymore. That's kind of messed up. So, but hey, what can you do? People make mistakes, and it is what it is. If you guys still do play this build, I hope that the guide helps and you have a great time. If not, good luck on whatever other build you want to play. And yeah, that's all I got on this one, guys. I'll catch y'all in the next one.